Well, hey there, and welcome to Board to Learn, the channel dedicated to helping you learn how to play your new games faster. My name is Kent, and today we're looking at Stonespine Architects, a card drafting, dungeon building game for 1 to 5 players. So, meet me at the table, and we'll get started. In Stonespine Architects, players take on the role of architects and compete to earn the highest reputation by building the most dangerous dungeon. The game takes place over 4 rounds called years. During each year, players will draft chamber cards and place them into their growing 4x4 dungeon. Along the way, you'll earn gold to purchase upgrades from the market and work to match your dungeon's blueprint. At the end of the game, players score reputation based on how well they followed their blueprint and connected the pathways throughout their dungeon. You can also boost your reputation by completing challenges and outperforming your competitors in shared goal. Earn the highest reputation to be named the Master Architect. To set up, start by placing the tracker board in the center of the table. Each player then chooses a color and takes the 2 matching tracking markers as well as the 2 doorway markers. Randomly choose a first player by collecting 1 tracking marker from each player, then shuffle them together and draw 1 marker at a time. Place the markers on the priority tracker on the tracking board in the order they were drawn, from left to right. Then place all players' second tracker on the gold track. Use the chart here or on page 4 of the rulebook for placement order. Shuffle the gold cards, reveal 1, and place it on the tracking board. Place the remaining cards back in the box. Shuffle the challenge cards and create a market by revealing the appropriate number based on player count. Refer to the chart here or on page 4 of the rulebook. Next, shuffle the market cards and reveal the appropriate number based on your player count. Refer to the chart here or on page 4 of the rulebook. Separate the market tokens by shape and create 3 face-down piles. Then look at the revealed market cards, reveal and place the appropriate tokens on each market card space. Give each player a dungeon frame, a random blueprint card, and 2 reference cards. Look at your blueprint card and place a doorway on your dungeon frame in the matching location. Save the second doorway for when your dungeon is complete. Finally, shuffle the chamber cards and deal 5 cards face down to each player. Then form a face down draw deck with the remaining chamber cards. And with that, the setup is complete. Stonespine Architects takes place over 4 rounds called years. During each year, players will build 1 complete row of 4 chamber cards in their dungeons. Every year is divided into 3 phases: the construction phase, the improvement phase, and the cleanup phase. After the 4th year, the game ends and players score their dungeons. But before we break down each phase, let's take a look at the chamber cards and what you might find on them. We will also take a look at the blueprint cards and how they relate to the chamber cards. Looking at a chamber card, in the top left corner of the card you'll find the chamber type. Chambers are either cave chambers, stone chambers, or occasionally both. The center of the card shows the room itself, including any printed elements and pathways. Elements include monsters, traps, treasure chests, and reputation stars. The pathways and doors printed on a card may eventually connect to other chambers to form dungeon paths. At the bottom, you'll find the chamber name and the gold value. That gold will become important during the improvement phase when players purchase upgrades from the market. Now let's go over blueprint cards. Each player begins with a unique blueprint card. Your blueprint shows the location of your dungeon entrance and exit, along with 8 requirements you can attempt to satisfy throughout the game. Some spaces require a specific chamber type, while others require specific elements, such as monsters, traps, or treasure chests. When you place a chamber card into your dungeon, try to match your blueprint to maximize points. Matching chamber types has to happen at the time of placement, but elements can be added later on. I'll explain more about this later. During final scoring, you'll earn reputation based on how many of the blueprint requirements you successfully complete. Now that we understand what to look for on the cards, let's see how the game plays out, starting with the construction phase. The construction phase consists of 4 drafting turns. During each turn, all players simultaneously choose 1 chamber card from their hand and place it into their dungeon. During year 1, cards are placed directly beneath your dungeon frame. During years 2 through 4, cards are placed beneath the previous row, eventually creating a 4x4 dungeon. Cards within a row may be placed in any order, but once a chamber card has been placed, it cannot be moved for the rest of the game. As you choose where to place each chamber, there are a few important things to keep in mind. Keep an eye on your blueprint card, as you'll score points at the end of the game based on how many of its requirements you complete. Try to match the correct chamber types and elements whenever possible. You'll also want to pay close attention to the pathways, as you'll score reputation for chambers connected to your dungeon's entrance and exit at the end of the game. Just remember, doorways between adjacent chambers do not have to match when placing cards. However, if the doorways don't line up, those chambers won't be connected. After everyone has placed a chamber card, pass your remaining hand to another player. During years 1 and 3, hands are passed clockwise. During years 2 and 4, they are passed counterclockwise. Continue selecting one chamber card and placing it into your dungeon, and passing your hand until each player has placed 4 chamber cards, completing one full row. The remaining card is then discarded. In a 2-player game, the draft works a little differently. After choosing one chamber card to place, choose a second card to discard before passing your remaining hand to your opponent. After receiving your new hand, draw one chamber card from the deck and add it to your hand before making your next selection. Now we move into the improvement phase, which consists of 2 steps, counting gold and visiting the market. To count your gold, add together the gold values found at the bottom of each chamber card placed during the current year. Then gain 1 additional gold for every treasure chest currently found throughout your dungeon. Move your gold marker to show your total. During the first year, remember to add this amount to any gold you received during setup. Once everyone has counted their gold, move all priority markers beneath the priority track while maintaining their current order. Now it's time to visit the market. Beginning with the player who has the most gold, players repeatedly choose one of 2 options: buy market tokens or pass. If 2 or more players are tied for the most gold, the tied player with the higher priority takes their turn first. If you choose to buy market tokens, select either the top or bottom section from one market card. Pay the cost shown on the left side of that section by reducing your gold on the gold track. Then take all the tokens from that section. Immediately place those tokens into your dungeon. Monster, trap, treasure chest, and reputation tokens are added to the center of your chamber cards. Each chamber can hold a maximum of 4 total elements, and market tokens may not cover existing elements. One market token works a little differently, the secret passage token. Instead of being placed inside a chamber, it is placed along the edge between chambers to create new connections between rooms. This is a great way to connect chambers that might have otherwise been cut off from the rest of your dungeon. After purchasing your tokens, determine who has the most gold. That player immediately takes the next market turn. Because of this, one player may take multiple turns before another player has a chance to buy tokens. If you decide not to buy market tokens or cannot afford any, you must pass. Move your gold marker to 0, choose one of the available challenge cards and place it near your dungeon. Challenge cards provide additional opportunities to earn reputation during final scoring, and once one has been claimed, it is not replaced. Then move your priority marker to the leftmost open space on the priority track. This establishes the player order for the next year. Continue taking market turns until every player has passed. Once all players have passed, move into the cleanup phase. At the end of years 1 through 3, remove any remaining market tokens and discard the current market cards. Reveal new market cards based on your player count. Then refill each market card with new market tokens. Next, discard any unclaimed challenge cards and reveal a new set based on your player count. In year 3, do not reveal new challenge cards. You will only collect 3 challenge cards for the game. Finally, deal 5 chamber cards to each player. You're now ready to begin the next year. Before you do, there's one important thing to remember. During years 2 through 4, place each new chamber card so that it overlaps the bottom of the card directly above it, covering only the chamber's name and gold value. This makes it much easier to see how your dungeon's doorways and pathways connect, while hiding information you no longer need. Since the gold values from previous years are covered, you'll only count gold values from the current year's row during the improvement phase. Treasure chests are different, however. They remain in your dungeon for the entire game, so every treasure chest you collected continues to provide 1 gold each year. Continue playing in this manner until the end of the 4th year. After year 4, skip the cleanup phase and proceed directly to final scoring. Pull out the score pad for this. First, score points for the final priority levels. In a 2-player game, score the points for the first and second place. Then look at the goal card on the tracker board. Again, in a 2-player game, score points for first and second. Compare all players' dungeons to determine points. Keep in mind, if the goal card compares the most of something, a player must have at least one of a specified element to qualify for reputation points. If it says to compare the least of something, a player does not need that element to qualify for the reputation. Refer to the priority chart to break ties. Each player should evaluate their challenge cards separately and gain their reputation points for each card. Use your reference cards for icon reminders. The rulebook doesn't explain each challenge card individually, but each card is generally straightforward to score. Count up the chamber stars in your dungeon. This could result in negative reputation. Next, each player will compare their dungeon to their blueprint cards. There are 8 spaces on your blueprint card to satisfy, and the reputation awarded for meeting those requirements is shown along the bottom of the card. Now, take your second doorway marker and place it on the exit chamber card in your dungeon. Look at your blueprint card for a reminder. It is now time to examine your dungeon paths. Start from your entrance and count the number of rooms that are connected to the entrance. Rooms or chambers are considered connected when 2 adjacent cards have touching doorways. Each connected chamber is worth 1 point each. Then do the same for the exit, scoring 1 point for each connected chamber. Add up all the points. The player with the most reputation wins the game and earns the title of Master Architect. If there is a tie, the tied player with the higher priority wins the game. And that's how to play Stonespine Architects. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and consider subscribing to learn more great games. Turn the bell on to be notified of my latest videos. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments and I will do my best to answer them. And remember, it's not just how you play, it's how much fun you have. I'll see you next time on Board to Learn. Some spaces require a specific chamber type, while others require specific elements, such as monsters, traps, or treasure chest. Then gain 1 additional gold for every treasure chest. Treasure chest. They remain in your dungeon for the entire game, so every treasure chest, oh my gosh, treasure chest